Hey everybody, it's me, Colton from Bottom Tier, and I'm here to make a very special announcement. Jason and I are going to be starting a new project in addition to Earthbound. Now, don't worry, we're still going to be playing Earthbound, and you're still going to get episodes of that as quickly as we can get them up. With that in mind, we are going to be starting a new project so that we have something to do to keep us kind of fresh and bouncing around and give you guys something else to watch that's going to be really fun and interesting. And that's why I'm proud to announce we're going to be playing one of my all-time favorite games, and one Jason has actually never played, Pokemon Silver. But we're not just going to do any Pokemon Silver run. Oh no, that'll never do. We're going to be doing what the internet sometimes calls a challenge mode, or it has a bunch of different names, but the most common one is we're going to be doing what's called a Nuzlocke run. Now, a Nuzlocke run, for those of you who've never heard of it, is a playthrough of an RPG, typically like Pokemon, where you play with self-imposed rules that make the game harder, but also more interesting and more exciting. And I'm going to take the time now to go over those rules with you, so that way we know what we're getting into ahead of time, and everybody kind of understands going into it what's going to be going on. Okay, so the rules of the Nuzlocke run go like this. Rule number 1. Any Pokemon that faints is considered dead. You have to go release them immediately. And an addendum to this rule that some people play with is if they're KO'd at the end of a battle, you have to go release them. Kind of like how in Final Fantasy Tactics, if somebody loses their HP, you have a certain amount of turns to resurrect them. So that's kind of the approach we're going to be taking. If a Pokemon is KO'd at the end of a battle, they've got to go. Rule number 2. The player may only catch the first Pokemon encountered in each area and no other Pokemon than that. If the first Pokemon encountered faints or runs away, there aren't any second chances. If the first encounter is a double battle, which I don't think was a thing in Gold and Silver, I don't remember, I'm old, the player may choose which of the two they want to catch. But if the first Pokemon encountered is a Pokemon that the player already has, if they can knock it out, and if they knock it out, they can catch the next Pokemon. But if the next Pokemon they run into flees or faints, that's it. Rule number 3. The general consensus among players that play these is that all of your Pokemon must have a nickname, and we love this rule too much to pass up on. We are going to be naming every single Pokemon we catch. The idea of this is that it forms a stronger bond with your Pokemon, air quotes. Rule number 4. Anytime you black or white out, if you lose all your Pokemon in your party, that's a game over. That's it. What we're going to be doing, if that happens, we're going to stop playing Pokemon Silver, because the farther we get into the game, the more ludicrous things are going to get, and I'll explain why in a minute. But we don't want to have you guys watch us replay the same things over and over with different Pokemon if we keep getting blacked out. We're also adding a second stipulation to the rule that says if our starter Pokemon is knocked out, we are going to stop playing. We feel that this will... Well, I mean, it'll put a lot more investment in the Pokemon. Like, we'll care more, we'll be more careful, we'll play smarter. Alright, now the fun part. Now to explain why this is going to be so radically different than any other Pokemon Silver playthrough you have ever seen in your life. We found a mod for the Pokemon Silver ROM, and what it does is it randomizes parts of the game. So what we've done is we've randomized all of the starting Pokemon. We've randomized all of the Pokemon that you encounter in the wild so that any Pokemon can pretty much show up anywhere, but they'll still be level appropriate to the part of the game you're in. We've randomized what the trainers are and what Pokemon they have. So all of the trainers and gym leaders will have completely random rosters and potentially random names and classes. So it'll be a hell of an experience to see what kind of chaos this will generate. But we're really excited to do something that we don't feel like a ton of people have done. Maybe some have. But not quite the way that we can do it. So we're very excited to announce that Pokemon Silver will be the newest project we're working on right here at Bottom Tier.